The story starts with our typical loser MC, Jinwo. He's considered to be the weakest hunter in the world. His mother is sick, he's broke as hell, but he's a Sigma wolf.
The thug shaker. Give me the thug shaker, dude. Shake your ass.
And holy shit! She must be the love interest, right? Right? Then Jinwo goes to a dungeon with a team consisting of Mommy, and some other nobodies, since our MC is secretly an alpha. Also, who the fuck is this? They got Saitama on the team now? Wait a minute, is that? The hell are you doing here? Oh shoot, I'm getting off script. So they go into this dungeon believing it's an easy dungeon, and a bit more flirting with the MC and the girl happens. Seriously, how did they never end up together? I mean, look at this!
Well, in that case, you could always show your thanks by taking me out to eat somewhere.
And it turns out, this is not a normal dungeon. This is the Diddy dungeon.
No! It can't be! No!
And then they get to this room with a bunch of statues and some instructions telling you to do stuff like praying to God. And when they say God, they mean this zesty ass statue. And to those who don't follow the instructions, they get killed. The Diddy party has begun. I repeat, the Diddy party has begun. And apparently our main character has always been through life and death situations. So by that logic, we can assume he played these games before.
I said I played these games before!
And because he's the main character, he tells everyone to duck down. And then this guy, thinking he's the main character, tries to escape, but gets evaporated in 1 second. Then our real main character is the first to figure out that he has to follow the instruction. And then everyone starts doing what he tells them. And then we get this iconic smile. He's so zesty with it too! Malicious looking ass, the fuck are you plotting? Then this Diddy statue gets up, looking like he about to touch me. And also the girl is absolutely traumatized. And then our boy Jinwo gets to some complication and almost fucking dies. He loses his leg.
My ears burn!
And apparently the statue wants a sacrifice. And apparently the main character gets sacrificed while everyone leaves and survives. And then he dies.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Or does he? Then he wakes up with this weird quest tab. Of course he does. He's a Sigma wolf, you know? And apparently he has gone through a second awakening, and he might have gotten stronger. Too strong probably. So they had to measure his magic level. And... oh, he's even weaker than before. Never mind, he's still not an entrepreneur Sigma wolf Andrew Tate yet. Hold on guys, you're telling me you watched up until here and you're not subscribing for more content? Boy, hit that subscribe button or I'll be under your bed tonight, and I promise I will be touching you. Also, judging by the quality of the video, I bet you didn't know I only had 600 subs, so please subscribe. Also, join my Discord server, I'm always online there. Anyways, onto the video. Then the quest tab tells him to do 100 push-ups, 100 setups. Wait a minute, I've seen this workout before. I must be imagining. But he refuses to do the workout, so he gets punished by being sent to a desert and chased by whatever this is for like hours. But next time he learns to not skip his workouts, then he gets a dungeon key as a reward for doing his workout, and he decides to enter the dungeon all by himself. But knowing how weak he used to be, he gets scared. Then he gets attacked by a wolf, but our boy Jinwo knows the only wolf in the room is him! And apparently, the quest tab has made him stronger. And then he slices the wolf. And then more wolves attack and he slices them all up. And then Jinwo says, I am the solo leveler. And then he solo levels all over them. I'm just kidding, he never said that. And apparently every time he beats a monster, he levels up and gets stronger. And then he decides to fight the boss of the dungeon. And after a long battle, he finally defeats the dungeon boss. And when he comes out of the dungeon, apparently the city is wrecked in havoc. The big dungeon opened and they aren't able to stop it. Apparently the girl is also helping, but she got severe trauma. But then Jinwo decides to throw his sword at the monsters, defeating the monsters for the hunters. But because our main character is such a Sigma, he decided to remain anonymous. And apparently our boy got ripped. That Saitama workout has been paying off. I sure hope he doesn't go bald. And then a nurse walks in on him training and starts blushing. She just can't sustain herself after seeing the Sigma wolf. Okay, I should stop with these jokes. And then she asks him for his number, and after that, our boy Jinwoo has to pay the rent. So he decides to go to a dungeon. Rent prices are too high nowadays. Inflation is crazy. Might as well work at McDonald's now. And then the people there start making fun of him, because you know, he's still known as the weakest hunter. But they don't know me, son. And then he meets this rich boy, and I think he's gay, because he keeps telling Jinwoo that he's going to protect him. Then they enter the dungeon and get attacked by a bunch of insects, but they manage. Then they get to the boss lair and they find a lot of gems and shit. It turns out the people of the party are greedy motherfuckers. So they betray Jinwoo and the rich dude and lock them up in the boss lair. Then Jinwoo beats the boss in a flashy cool way, and then the asshole come back confused, and then they try to kill Jinwoo. Then Jinwoo starts being all edgy and shit, but he starts killing them left and right. Then Jinwoo is on some
4 fucking seconds! It took you 4 fucking seconds to piss me off again!
Then after all that, the rich guy makes a deal with Jinwoo by giving him shit ton of money. And it turns out the guy Jinwoo killed in the dungeon, his brother is a famous S-rank hunter, and he wants to take revenge. But then Jinwoo gets a key to an S-rank dungeon, then he starts fighting the Cerberus and defeats it. And then he leaves the dungeon and goes like, I'll come back when I'm stronger. Type shit. And guess what? Jinwoo goes to another dungeon and finds all the people who were in the first episode there, even mommy. And then she starts crying. And then a couple of prisoners on probation and a sadistic assassin is there too. And then they get to the dungeon, beat up monsters as always, and then they find that the assassin guy killed the prisoners. And then the assassin beats up the old guy, but then Jinwoo comes to the rescue and beats up the assassin. And then Jinwoo is like,
The stronger I get, the more I feel something inside of me falling apart.
oh my god, that's so corny, bro. Get out! What's a father looking at? And after they leave the dungeon and everything, it turns out the girl is gonna retire. No! Don't leave. It's my fault. And then Jinwoo goes to another dungeon. The grind never ends, boys. Oh boy, I wonder what the party is gonna be and looks like. Oh my god, what is this? And then Jinwoo is the one who does all the work and defeats the boss. Then Jinwoo goes on more and more dungeons with the rich guy. And then this big guild comes and tries to make Jinwoo join, but he refuses, but still makes some other deal with them. Then Jinwoo goes to another dungeon by himself this time. And that's where he meets Egris. And holy shit, does he have aura. And then he and Jinwoo have a big fight. Jinwoo gets his ass handed to him in this fight, but he wins in the end, of course. Then he gets a bunch of cool items, then a bunch of strong knights attack him, and then he loses and gets bodied. But apparently he didn't do his workout, so he gets sent to the desert again. Then he beats up the centipedes and levels up. Then he gets this cool ass weapon, then he goes back to the dungeon, starts fighting the knights, this time being able to beat them up. Then after beating them all up, he levels up and becomes a necromancer. In other words, and then he says the iconic line,
Erect.
and summons an army of the dead, and he also makes Egris one of his army. And that was the end of season 1. Hope you guys liked the video. I will be doing season 2 if this video gets enough recognition. Also, happy Valentine's Day. While everyone is celebrating Valentine with their partner, I'm out here making a high effort shitpost about solo leveling that probably won't even get many views. If any girls are watching this, please hit me up, you know. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Bye bye.